Alrighty guys, I got another video for you. This is going to be on my top 5 search baits for bass, large and smallmouth. They will catch other species of fish, but these are the top 5 baits that I will use for searching and locating largemouth and smallmouth bass. We have 3 other YouTubers that are doing this as well. Each one of them hit on great key points, and you're going to learn something from each and every one of their videos, so definitely recommend checking those guys out. I'll leave their channel and their video in the description so you can just click on it right away. We have Kevin Bulletin. Does tons of reviews, does a lot of fishing, he does put in the hours, has tons and tons of good information. Definitely check out his video. We have Jeremy French, or Fishing Frenchie 33. I know he enters tournaments, got tons and tons of tackle, and again, he puts in the hours of fishing as well. So definitely check out his. And also we have Colby Pearson, another tournament angler. Definitely knows what he's talking about, puts in a lot of fishing hours as well. So definitely check out their videos, and thank you guys for doing that. And we'll go over what my top 5 baits are, and we'll see what happens here. When I think of search baits, I'm thinking of something that can cover a lot of water in a short amount of time, or you can make several casts in a short amount of time. So I'm thinking of something you can cast out there, retrieve, get it right back out there right away. So you can make lots of casts in a short amount of time equals covering a lot of water. Gonna go in no particular order here, just gonna go at random and talk about why I would use these baits. So first off here we have a swim jig. Swim jig, I don't see how you can go around the swim jig. Very easy to use. All you can really do is you can just cast it out there and retrieve it. Just depends on conditions and water clarity, what colors you're going to use, and what kind of forage and bait fish you have will depend on the color and style of stuff you use. Usually springtime you're going to want to use crawl kind of color, crawl kind of trailer. Just makes sense, and that's just something that can work pretty much all year round. I can throw crawl baits all year and have good success. I'm not going to catch giant fish all the time, but I'm definitely going to catch numbers. And again, once the months go on, you want to start switching it up. Maybe there's bait fish blowing up around, bass are feeding up on bait fish. Honestly, you're not going to want to throw probably a crawl swim jig with a crawl trailer. You're going to want to throw sexy shad kind of color with boot tail swim bait on there, or any kind of shad plastic on the back to imitate bait fish, of course. And as it gets closer to the fall, you're obviously going to put the crawl patterns away. Maybe if you're using a jig, you'll stick to a crawl, but for swimming wise, you're going to want to put a crawl away, and you want to go strictly to bait fish imitation. So swim jig could be a good all year round bait for searching for bass. You can cast it out there. All you could really do is retrieve. You can retrieve and kill it as it falls, retrieve it again. Same kind of process, so you can make several casts in an area. You can just hit it like this, just diagonal fishing. That's something a lot of people don't do is when they're fishing a shoreline. A lot of people on a boat, like say this is shoreline here, they're making casts, they're just hitting it like this. That's what I see a lot of people doing from a boat, which is kind of weird because they're missing a lot of opportunities to fish the bait right along the edge. That's something about what I do when I fish the bank, is you can just cast it along the bank, and you're actually going to catch a lot of fish that way than when these people are just casting out and retrieving it right off the rocks. You're actually going to get more fish. I wouldn't say more fish, but you're going to catch the fish that you weren't catching when you're casting straight at the bank and you're fishing it parallel. That's something I always do, and anytime I'm fishing any kind of structure or something, I will make several casts. I mean, like 30 or 40 casts at that same structure, and I'm not going to hit it from the same angle. I'm going to hit it as many angles as I possibly can to find that bass and get him to see the bait. So this is one of the baits here was going to be a swim jig. And another key point that Jeremy French actually pointed out, I'm going to mention this as well because I'm pretty much a bank fisherman myself, is your eyes are the best search bait you can have. Being familiar with your surroundings and what's going on is very, very key. So if you're fishing from the bank and you don't have a boat, definitely pay attention to what's going on, what the water clarity is, what kind of structure you guys are fishing. If there's timber, if there's rocks, there's boulders, if there's ledges, there's points, there's hangovers, how the wind's blowing, all that stuff is a huge factor when it comes to fishing. So like anytime you're fishing a crankbait and you're catching bass off this spot, it has weeds, and you notice the weeds is getting on the hook, and it's say it's fresh grass, it's really green, and that's where you're catching all your fish. You move to another spot, grass isn't as healthy, you're not getting bit as much. That's another key thing to pick up on. So definitely pay attention to all that stuff. It really does help out, and I'm not going to ramble on about it because Jeremy French did a great job pointing that out. So that was awesome of him to do that. So definitely check out his video for that. So definitely be aware of your surroundings for sure. This bait actually goes along with the swim jig, but I'm just throwing it in here for you guys. This is actually something I don't use that often. That's why I wasn't going to mention it. But if people don't like using the swim jig, spinner bait is another good search bait as well. This is something that can cover a lot of water as well. Good casting distance. Again, you can just reel it in, and that's all you really got to do. So there's another search bait in replace of a swim jig if you didn't want to use a swim jig. Spinner bait is a really good lure, really good for crashing the shore. You really want to get it right up to the bank right away and reel it off. You really want to get up right next to it, because even if you're a foot off, sometimes that doesn't even get the hit. You really got to hit the bank really hard. This is a good shore crashing bait, as I call it. So that can go along with the swim jig there. So up next we'll talk about walk the dog style lures. Again, these baits right here cover tons and tons of water, and you can really cast these things a mile with the weight transfer systems in these. This is just the Zara Spook, for example here. I mean, I can show you different styles here. We have the River Sea Rover, got the KVD, Sexy Dog, and you have the Gunfish. Again, colors all really depend on what you're fishing. Top water, I don't think it really matters as much. Black and Bone, I think, are the only two colors you really need for top water, no matter what. They're just great producers. So this is a bait. Again, you can really cover a lot of water. You really cast it out there. This is something you don't have to stop and pause. You can keep jerking it and jerking it, and intense the bites, and find out where those bass are at and if they're ever going to come up to the surface. So again, when conditions are right, it's hard to beat a top water Zara Spook for any kind of conditions, really. When the top water bite is on, this is a really deadly bait. Something you can always keep moving. You can make several casts in an area in a short amount of time. And you can really just twitch it and keep it in one area as well to get those bass to come up. So that's number 4, not in any order. We'll go ahead and go over the third one here, which is going to be square bills. Square bills I can use pretty much all year round, no matter what, through the whole year. Once the ice thaws until it frickin' freezes over again, square bills have always produced really well for me. I'm showing these two here because these ones I catch so many bass on. These are the live target crawfishes here. You can see this one is very beat up. It's been through some tough times. It's caught a ton of fish. And again, these things cover lots and lots of water, and they can really locate some fish. Depths and colors, that's all dependent on where you're fishing, where the fish are at. So this is these dive, I believe, probably 3 to 6 feet around there, both of these, and this is a larger version here. It's got a deep sounding rattle, and this one is a little louder. And we have, you can see here, this is just KVD 1.5. I'm just showing you different versions of baits. This one's going to have a more searching action, more of a wider wobble. It's going to dart over a little more than these live targets. And mainly fishing these around logs, trees, timber, rocks. Those are the main areas I'm going to be fishing square bills. So anytime I know the bass are around any kind of structure like that, square bill is the way to go. Again, make several casts in a short amount of time, and it just helps your bite. Here's a Spro Fat John here, silent version. Again, rattles, non-rattles, colors, all going to depend on the conditions you're fishing, and the bass are going to tell you what you want. So just having a good variety of baits is actually a really good thing in different colors, because if you're only having one kind of color and one kind of style of bait, with just say you have a Spro Fat John in this color, no rattles at all. If you try to throw this all year round, it's going to catch you fish, but it's really nice to have other baits in your box. So that's why I have different styles and different colors of square bills that I fish, just so this color is not always going to produce. I mean, this may catch 2 fish, and you can switch over this, say, and you can catch like 20. It just all depends. The fish are going to tell you, and that's how I look at that. And also, you're going to have, of course, your deep divers as well. This is the Spro. What is this one? This is the Papa, I think. Papa. This is the Big Daddy 70, and this is the Papa one. This is the 55. Again, colors, depths, all going to depend. Again, this one probably dies to 9 feet. This one's 14 to 16, I believe. And brands all depend on what you guys like to fish as well. You see, you have a Rapala. This is DT16, Mardi Gras color there. So it all depends on where the bass are going to be located. And that's pretty much your job, is to search for those bass. So, you know, you're throwing these square bills here, you're not finding them in 5 feet of water, maybe you're not even finding them in 1 to 2 feet of water, and then that's the time to change depths or style of lure. So that's really nice to have other different options in your box, and that really helps out. And you know, when it gets closer to the fall, maybe you want to go with a flat-sided crankbait, more tight of a wobble, and just makes more sense. And this is just a sexy shad pattern here. Of course, you're going to want to be more of a shad pattern towards the fall. And again, if bait fish are around, you see all the bait fish swimming around, you're getting blown up on, you're not going to probably want to throw a crawfish kind of pattern. You're going to want to go with a more shad pattern, more natural looking bait to the bass. Up next here is another bait that I really produce well on, especially right after the ice thaws. Right when this ice thaws, guys, you're going to see me throw this bait in this exact same color. It produced really well for me last spring when the ice first thawed. This is the Spro McStick. I think this is the 110 size. I don't remember. This thing has caught me tons and tons of bass, guys. It's caught me several 4-pounders right up the start of the fishing season. This is just a really killer bait. Again, it's something you can really cast out there, and you can cover a lot of water with it. Again, you don't have to use a jerkbait as a stop and go retrieve, really. Here's another example here. This is a Demiki one. This one's going to probably only run 0 to 1 foot, I'd say. I don't think it can go much deeper than that. But when the fish get more active, you can really use these aggressively to enhance the bite. I mean, you can really jerk these things around and get them going. You don't have to use them as a stop and pause retrieve and have them float there. That's a really good time for the fall when the bite's a little finicky. Those bass are just waiting. Stop and go retrieve is deadly. But I usually use these really what's the word I'm going to look for, but erratically. I just really get them jerking around. I really don't like to stop them as much. That's the way I fish these. I'm pretty patient when it comes to plastics, but when I'm fishing a hard bait, I have the need to want to keep it moving. I hate having to let it sit there. That's just my preference. So when I'm fishing a jerkbait, I really keep it moving. It really darts off side to side really well. And that's really good bait for when the ice first thaws for me. And I really like ripping it through grass. My lake I fish has eelgrass, and really ripping this through the eelgrass really killed it before. So I'm hoping you'll probably see me guys again using this spring 2014. I'll probably be my first bass I catch is probably on this bait, guaranteed. So that's the Spro McStick. Here's another color as well. I don't know the exact name. I think this is Cellmate. This is like Spooky Shad, I believe. This Demiki one, I don't really remember what it is. And of course, Lucky Craft pointers are good as well. I actually don't have any in my box, but that's a really popular bait. And again, depths is gonna depend on where you're fishing. And these, I believe, 5 to 6 feet probably. You're going to see a lot of shallow diving stuff because that's how I like to fish. So, and last bait here is going to be a rattle trap. I actually didn't throw these a lot last year. I got into them pretty good this year. And these are baits that, like Kevin Bolton said, they can intimidate some people. I believe probably because they're really heavy and they sink really fast. You really have to keep them moving to keep them off the bottom. That's a problem actually I had because the lake I fish has lots of weeds. But I'll talk to you guys how I figured out what to do with these actually. I killed it in the fall, or in the fall with this. This is the Live Target Shiner. This is a brand new one because I lost my other one. But when I'm fishing a rattle trap, I don't bottom hop these, and I don't straight retrieve these. Mostly when I'm fishing a rattle trap, I'm gonna be fishing it through grass. That's the way I really love to fish these. So it really just depends on the person, really, how they like to fish them. Like I said, anyone can pick these up, catch it out there, just retrieve it, and you guys can catch fish, no problem. Probably one of the easiest baits to fish, actually. Besides, square bills are really easy too. You just throw them out there and retrieve it. Again, retrieves are going to depend on what the bass want, fast, slow. You want to stop and go. It all depends. The bass will tell you what they want. So anytime you're fishing any of these kind of baits, even the jerk baits, the top waters, don't use one to retrieve for sure. You definitely want to use several retrieves to figure out what the bass want. Once you figure out the retrieve, stay with it, and usually you're going to catch a lot of fish like that. And when I'm fishing the rattle trap, like I said, I'm going to be using a ripping retrieve. I'm going to be looking for grass, any kind of grass I can find, and I'm going to be really ripping it through the grass. That's the way I'm going to fish these. You can see I have different brands here. Got the Yo-Zuri, got a Live Target here. Got the KVD Red Eye Shad, that's a really popular one as well for the money. It's like $5-6, I believe. Bill Lewis, another popular one. And here we just got a Rapala. Just a couple different brands to give you guys ideas. I use a lot of different kind of baits. I usually don't stick to one type of brand or lure. I usually use several, and they all do catch fish, and it just depends on what the person really likes to throw. So yeah, guys, that's my top 5. That's the way I look at it. So it kind of covers every kind of season, every kind of month, really. You know, you got the early start of spring, water's still cold here, and then you know you want to go to something maybe more summertime, like this is a more shallow diving one. You use this more erratically probably, and again, Lucky Craft pointers will work as well. We got the square bills here, all good round bait all year, summer through fall. Again, you're going to want to, depends on the bait fish that's at your lake, river, pond, wherever you're fishing. All depends on what kind of forage you have in there. That debates the colors. If you want shad patterns, light, dark colors, bass will tell you what they want, rattles, no rattles. Spinner bait or swim jig. You're going to have your deep diving crankbaits here. You're going to have your top waters. Again, for a search bait, I definitely recommend a walk the dog style one. A popper, not as much, because that's not really, you're not covering a lot of water because you're just doing a pop and pause. So it takes a lot more time for it to get back to you. But when bass are blowing up on bait fish, a popper is a deadly method. I did it in fall all the time. A lot of people don't use top waters in fall, but it's a deadly method. Especially when you see bass blowing up, I'll throw a little popper on, and you can have a lot of fun. So that's the way I look at it, guys. I hope this helped you out somewhat. Again, I'm not an expert at this. I do put a lot of hours into fishing, so I do know some stuff. This is the way I do it. This is coming from someone who fishes from the bank 99% of the time. This year will be a little different. It'll probably be 50-50, but I fish heavily from the bank, and like Jeremy French said, your best search bait is your eyes. Definitely be aware of what's going on. Sorry about that, guys. My camera died. But as I was saying, definitely be aware of your surroundings. Your eyes are such a good tool to use in fishing. Whether you can see what's at the bottom, which way the wind's blowing, what kind of, if the wind's blowing over points, if you're fishing rocks or gravel, hangovers, if there's shade, no shade, what kind of structures at the bottom, if there's bridges, docks, etc. The grass, the color of the grass, color of the water, the temperature of the water may be a little difficult if you're fishing from shore, but most of you guys can probably kind of guess of what kind of water temp it is if you guys fish a lot. But yeah, guys, definitely check out the other 3 YouTubers that did a video on this. They all did a killer job, and I hope you guys learned something from me and each and every one of them as well. And I hope this video helped you guys out. It was kind of fun making. Kind of hard to do, actually, because there's so many baits that I use. It's kind of hard to pick a top 5 because I throw so many different things. And things I do, actually, too, I'm going to talk about this. I don't know why, but if I'm on say I'm on a square bill bite or whatever, and I'm catching one every like 10 minutes or so, it's doing really well for me. A lot of times I'll switch out. I'll get rid of the square bill and say I'll randomly go to a jerk bait, or I'll randomly go to a rattle trap, top water, jig, swim jig, spinner bait, etc., whatever. And I just want to see if the bass are going to react to those kind of baits like they did the square bill. That just lets me know what kind of bite they're actually on. Maybe they're not just on a square bill bite. Maybe they'll be on a jig bite, or maybe they'll be on a rattle trap bite, etc. That's another good thing to do as well. I know you guys are like wailing on them on a square bill, and it's hard to untie that and put something else on, but I definitely recommend doing that because that lets you know more about what's going on underneath the water. It really helps out a lot, guys. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video and you guys learned. Again, go check out Kevin Bulletin. Has tons of reviews, tons of videos. He does fishing videos as well. Has lots of baits. Again, we're not experts at any of this, and my phone goes off, sorry about that, but we're not experts at any of this by any means, but we have put in the hours of fishing, so we do know a little bit, I'd say. So again, check out Kevin Bulletin, Jeremy French, Fishing Frenchie 33 is his YouTube, and Kobe Pearson. They all did killer jobs on their videos, so each and every one of them will be linked in the description below, so click that out. And if you haven't seen them or seen their videos, give them a sub, a like, and thank you guys for watching. Sorry for the long video, and let me know in the comments below if you guys liked it, if you have any questions or any videos you want me to do. I'm just waiting for the ice to unthaw right now, so I'm going to have an unboxing of some jigs coming from Jeremy French, and I think that's really about it right now. I'm not sure what else to do. I've just been sorting through my tackle and organizing everything, so yeah, just in the comments below, let me know what you thought of the video, if it helped out, if there's something you'd like to see or me talk about, and I'll do my best to respond to you guys. Appreciate all the views and comments and likes and subs. You guys are awesome, and appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys later.